What a crazy fight. I just finished watching AJ, Anthony Joshua versus Triple D, Daniel Dynamite Dubois. I just want to start by saying the Riyadh season cards, these guys just looks like they have unlimited money when it comes to the promotion. They've just come off the back of fronting the Sphere show for the UFC. And then tonight, Wembley Stadium had 96,000 people in it, I believe. And for a domestic heavyweight, boxing fight, although it was for a world title, it was an absolutely crazy atmosphere. In the actual fight, coming in, Anthony Joshua clearly was the big favorite. Daniel Dubois had been to the top level, and lost against Usyk. He'd been finished by Usyk. He'd been finished by Joe Joyce as well, someone who's not necessarily at that very top of the world level. Great domestic boxer, but yeah, he's sort of found his level when he's really fought the best. So coming into the contest, there was a lot of questions around Dubois because Joshua was absolutely surging. He had quite a resurgence in his career over the last few fights where he'd answered a lot of questions and, people were starting to feel really confident about his abilities and his chances against, some of the top dogs. Fury, for example. Anthony Joshua seems super confident. Apparently there was some sparring history between the two. But yeah, going into the fight, AJ seems super confident. They both came in, like I said, for the spectacle that it was. I thought they both sort of handled the pressure really well, especially Dubois because, he's not the top dog in that fight, and he's never fought under sort of lights like that. So for him to compose himself and come out and fight the way that he did from the starting bell was really impressive. Let's get into the actual fight. Dubois comes out really high guard and, he was out jabbing AJ. AJ had quite a low guard. He was carrying his hands quite low, which was really interesting. And I thought Dubois was well ahead over that first round. And right at the end of the round, he lands a really, really nice right hand and really hurts AJ. He hits the deck. Just gets saved by the end of that round. He gets to his feet, beats the knockdown, beats the count, but I think if there was any more time in that first round, the fight could have been over right there because he was severely hurt and he really didn't have his legs under him even after the minute break going into the second round. Dubois continues to bully AJ. He, through all of the rounds, this was a really short fight, but he was the bully in there tonight, which is really interesting. He's the smaller guy, and obviously he's not at the level that AJ's at in terms of experience at the top level. So for him to come in, take the center of the ring, walk AJ backwards, land big powerful shots, it was really, really impressive from Dubois. Once he had landed that first knockdown, I think AJ just never recovered. I just don't think AJ ever recovered after that first knockdown. It was clear that he didn't have his feet under him. His sort of game plan went out the window. He was much more happy to exchange. He was sticking his tongue out. And I think all of those things are signs that a fighter has lost or gone astray from the game plan. You could tell AJ was really hurt, and Dubois did a really good job of being patient and not emptying the gas tank, but continuing to find shots to the temple over the top of AJ's right hand, which would continue to hurt him and put him on the back foot. I thought Dubois controlled the first 4 rounds. He was well ahead, hurt him, like I said, at multiple points after the first knockdown. And then it was really interesting in the start of round 5, AJ comes out and lands a beautiful right hand, easily his best shot of the fight, and Dubois' legs were gone. Dubois looked like he was on the way out. I thought that, AJ was about to turn the tides, before that round had started, in the end, in the corner with Ben Davis, he was, even though he was so hurt, he was still talking to him, and he seemed like he was starting to get his wits back about him. But he really hurt Dubois, and he just got way too excited. Dubois was backing up to the ropes, backing up into the corner. AJ runs in, and like Chuck Liddell, Rashad Evans, you never, ever, ever want to come and run in with a rear uppercut naked. You always got to put something in front of the uppercut, because otherwise this happens. This was another perfect example. Daniel Dubois goes over the top of the uppercut and lands an absolutely brutal overhand, and flatlines AJ. AJ was was out. Went face down first. No chance he was beating the count. What an absolutely crazy knockout. With the environment, how electric that arena would have been, the back and forth nature of that moment that led up to that spectacular KO. I think it would have been a really, really special thing to see live. It was hilarious. Conor McGregor pans to him after the KO, next to Tyson Fury, his front row, and just loving his life. Big old Cuban. I think I think his days of being in there in the middle at the top level are done. But it's so awesome to see him living his best life and watching from the sidelines. What an amazing KO. There was no UFC fights, no MMA to watch today. There was PFL this weekend. What an exciting fight. I was really, really lucky to see that. Lucky to catch it as well, because it was in UK time, so it was perfect. Woke up and was able to watch a really, really exciting heavyweight clash, and was awesome to see Daniel Dubois come out on top as the underdog. It's always super inspiring to see an underdog win, especially in heavyweight boxing. You saw that with Andy Ruiz against Joshua as well, and it just makes for a really, really exciting story. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. We've been getting a lot of new support over the channel. I can't thank you guys enough. I'm super, super excited to see where this thing goes, and looking forward to talking to you again soon.